These are the Google Pixel Buds Pro, and these are the Google Pixel Buds Pro 2. Now, yes, the name's different. You have a new number, but there's also a couple of things that are new. Now, the first generation came out a couple years ago, so it's been 2 years since the first iteration of this product. You probably are expecting a couple of new things, and there are different things, but not that many.
Yeah, Google made some improvements and also raised the price by $30.
So that's a couple of things, but let's find out if these are a boom or a doom. Let's talk about it.
So the first thing I noticed right away with Pixel Buds Pro 2 was the redesign, right?
Right.
So
yeah.
they've completely redesigned the way the headphones look and quite honestly feel. So Google has managed to make them 27% lighter and 24% smaller, which is very noticeable. Now on the table here with us, we have both second gen and first gen Pros, but there were also some like small quality of life improvements made to the headphones themselves too.
I think are pretty good.
Yeah. So a couple of things. So when they're actually in the case, they actually sit a little bit higher than the last gen Pros do. But then there's also this little dip, like whenever you look at them from the side, there's a dip between where the drivers are and where the touch sensitive portion is on the outside, which makes it easier to like seat your fingers and actually pull them out. Like it sounds tiny, but
it makes a big difference.
Yeah, whenever you look at the last gen buds, they weren't as ergonomic to grab or even wear in the ear, right?
Right.
And as far as the case goes, it looks really, really similar. So Google is sticking to the same eggshell design case. There is now a speaker at the bottom for the Find My system.
Right.
There's improvements there. We'll get to that later in the video. But also, just kind of like the lines in the case, they look a little bit tighter. Like the case, it's again another really small thing. But if you can look at both cases side by side, the case on the Pro 2 just looks slightly better manufactured. The lines seem tighter and more seamless and stuff like that. It just looks, I think overall it's a more complete looking package.
And I think it's crazy to say that the fact that even though when the first generation came out, the manufacturing was great and it is a well-made product, but comparing it to the second gen, it just feels like the first ones are just like cheaply made for some reason, just because of the way you see the lines and how the hinge is combined with the case. But overall, it is a great improvement. Now, because of the size and weight differences, the comfort's also so much better. Just because the old ones, like Arian said, the way that the way they were designed, it wouldn't sit right on your ear. I mean, you can make it fit on your ear for sure, and they probably wouldn't fall out. But the way that now they're designed, especially with that dip, you can make them sit on your ear, and you can actually keep them in a relaxed way, where they're twisted up, or you can keep twisting it so it sits even deeper in your ear. And it even has a little rubber wing that it makes pressure along your ear, so it keeps it in place. So if you're working out, if you're running, if you're moving, it keeps it in that state place. And I think it's a big improvement for sure.
Yeah. Now I will say, like the kidney bean design of like the first gen Pros, they never really fit me too well. Like you said, I could make them fit, but it just always kind of felt a little off. Now, these are more improved for me personally and more comfortable.
Yeah.
But I will say the wingtip for me was a little short. Like it left a gap between where it was actually supposed to sit in my ear.
Right.
Not that I had any issues with these falling out if I was doing anything strenuous with them. And then also, I don't know if it's just me, but the silicone ear tips,
Right.
like when I would pull them out of my ear, they would go inside out. Like almost every single time whenever I would pull them out. I don't know if it's just me or what the deal is. These are according to, because there is like a seal check in the Pixel Buds app. These are, according to the seal check, the right size for my ears. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but when I take the buds out, they kind of flip inside out.
It is just something to consider, because it might not apply for everyone, but you might have those ears that either the rubber tip folds out or the wings don't fit properly.
Yeah, it happened to me quite a bit, so I figured it was just worth mentioning.
Yeah. And here we are, talking about sound on an earbud review where honestly we did test it. We compared the Buds Pro 2 to the Buds Pro 1, but we also compared it to other models from different companies, and there are improvements from the last generation. If you're someone that's coming from the Buds 1, you are going to notice differences, and especially on the high frequencies, because we compared the bass. The bass is good, but it didn't change much, but it's still good. But the high frequencies, they get a big bump up. So you are going to get better results when it comes to high frequencies on your music. And if you're someone that likes to listen on that high end of sounds, you're going to get a big improvement, because the dynamic range is a lot more broad. So you're going to get better results overall. And that's all because of the new Tensor A1 chip. So that is what powers the new drivers, and it gives you better results on the sound.
Yeah. Now, Google is also promising close to twice the improved noise cancellation as well.
That's true.
Yeah, and we actually decided to test this in like a variety of situations. Like a lot of times, obviously, like I wore these to the gym for workouts and stuff
Right.
like that. They were good. I
Yeah.
still think Galaxy Buds Pro 3 and AirPods Pro 2 are like top tier, even in like super noisy environments like
Right.
a gym during 6 p.m. rush hour,
Yeah.
right? But even in situations like we also wanted to test these, let's say you wanted to wear these in the comfort of your own home, right? So we tested them in a variety of situations, headphones in, noise cancellation on, but no music playing,
Right.
just to see how well it would block out things like ambient sound. Maybe you're washing the dishes, or maybe like you're having a conversation with someone in your house or something like that. There was a noticeable difference between ambient noise cancellation with no other sound playing
Right.
on the Pro 2 versus Pro 1.
Right.
So I think just day-to-day usage, these are going to have improved noise cancellation. We verified it in, like I said, a variety of different types of conditions and stuff. Now, mind you, you listen to music,
Yeah.
it's going to be improved.
And yeah, once you have music going on, the noises around you are going to be minimal. So it is pretty good. I give them a thumbs up on that one.
Yeah. I would say from a noise cancellation perspective, these are probably just like one notch below, like the super top tier Buds Pro 3, AirPods Pro 2 type stuff.
That's great.
Still really good. That Tensor A1 chip that's built into the headphones, that also enables some pretty cool things.
Right.
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 I would say especially whenever it comes to something like Gemini.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're all familiar with Gemini, right? But there is something cool in Gemini called Gemini Live.
Right.
That whole back and forth conversation that doesn't really require you to input too much into your phone. That's like you can now access that directly through the buds. All you have to do is say, hey, well, I don't want to say the
Yeah.
I don't want to say the full thing, but you just say, hey, G,
Fill in the blank.
right, let's talk,
Yeah.
right? So once you do that, it doesn't matter whether your phone is in your pocket and the screen is off or you're holding your phone in your hand.
Right.
Gemini Live pops up and you can literally just start having a conversation.
Which is
Going back and
insane
forth.
to think
Yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, which the applications for that could be really cool. Like one way that I just like one way off the top of my head that I think
Right.
would be really cool. Let's say you're in a grocery store or something like that. You're shopping to like get groceries to cook dinner. You don't really know what to make, right? So you
Right.
just, hey, let's talk, right?
Right.
I'm in the grocery store. I want to make dinner tonight. Give me some ideas, right? Let's make the groceries cost effective. Let's make it high in protein, healthy,
Right.
and stuff like that. And boom, it can start spitting out ideas
That's true.
of what
Yeah.
you can go and find in the grocery store. That kind of stuff is just
It is very practical, and I think
Yeah.
you're right. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, you can either do something like that, or if you're lonely and you want to talk to someone, there's someone there to listen and talk back. So you can do that. So
Right.
the possibilities are infinite. So it's
Right.
really up to your
Yeah, yeah.
creativity.
moving on. Moving
Moving
on,
on.
right? There are also improvements to Find My whenever it comes to these headphones as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so not to say that first gen buds didn't have Find My, but the information wasn't as, I'll say, robust as it
Right.
is, right, with the second gen. So now with second gen, you can see location for like the buds, the case, and stuff like that.
Right.
And we touched on it earlier. There's a speaker at the bottom of the case, so you can actually play a sound to find them. Let's just say you lose the entire package
Right.
or whatever.
No,
right?
it's a big improvement for sure for the feature set. And
Yeah.
honestly, even something as simple as Find My, you would think that that's something that comes with a pair of earbuds, no matter the company, as soon as they come out and they announce a new product. But I'm just glad that they have them now, just because it's so practical. And I think that plus the AI Gemini, I think is a good combination. Now, if you're wondering if the battery life is affected with all these new features that we're talking about, it really is affected in a good way. Google claims that it's better.
Yeah.
And it really is. We tested it. Now, there's two numbers that I'm going to give you. And one is with noise canceling, one is without noise canceling, because the noise canceling, it is going to affect it a little bit.
For sure.
We're looking at without noise canceling, your battery life on the case is going to be 48 hours. And each bud is going to give you 12 hours of battery life, which is, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, with noise canceling, we're looking at 8 hours on each earbud and 30 hours with the case included. So overall, you are going to get really good battery life, even though there's a lot of new features with this pair of earbuds.
Yeah. Yeah. Which for me, the most important battery statistic is always noise cancellation on.
Right.
Right.
I mean,
Once you get good noise cancellation,
you can't go back.
yeah, it's such a great feature.
And here we are, $229 for the Google Pixel Buds Pro 2, which is a $30 increase. Like you said earlier, it is a $30 increase from last generation, which is it excusable? Yes, you can say that. You can make that argument because there are improvements. But should the improvements be there regardless of the price change? Yeah, you can make that argument too. So that I'll leave that up to you. But ultimately, here's what's interesting about headphones, and it applies to any brand and any company out there. A lot of times, there's gonna be options, and if you don't have any headphones at all, here's the recommendation that we give you, because most likely you already have a Pixel. Most likely you own the Pixel Buds Pro 1 and you're looking to upgrade. If you don't, if you have a Galaxy, if you have an iPhone, if you have a different phone, this is probably something that you should consider, because you are going to get the most feature set. You're going to get the best experience if you stay in that ecosystem. So if you have a Pixel, yeah, get the Pixel Buds Pro because they're great. But if you don't have a Pixel, I don't know if you should.
Yeah, it's weird. Like headphones are kind of getting to a point where they're almost now niche products.
Right, right,
It's almost like if you make a review over Pixel Buds, it's tailored to folks that only own Pixel devices.
right,
Right?
right,
It's one of those things where sound quality, feature set, overall quality of the headphones are now getting to a such a great state where you're probably looking to just stay within the ecosystem of the product you own.
right,
So like if I'm going to use a Pixel 9 Pro Fold, probably going to get the Pixel Buds Pro to go with them, right?
right,
Or if I have an S24 Ultra, the Galaxy Buds Pro 3,
right.
iPhone, AirPods, that's a no-brainer. So it's a unique situation for sure.
Yes, and honestly, don't take it in a bad way. You can always give it a shot if you want to try a different brand.
Yeah,
It's
of
just
course.
your experience is not going to be the same. Now with these, you do get options because it comes in 4 colors. I'm not going to say the fancy names because they're just complicated for no reason. But you have a black and white, you have a pink, and you have this like teal winter green color.
That is actually that's a
that's the
complicated
name.
color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is crazy because that one
Yeah.
is probably the one that matches the most.
Yeah.
So you do have options, but it's really up to you. We just want to inform you with giving you everything that you need, and then you can make that choice after.
Yeah. And in case you were curious, the colors are peony, which is pink,
Yeah.
wintergreen, which he got correct, hazel, which is like a gray, and then porcelain, which is a toilet.
It's a toilet.
Yeah,
See, I don't want
yeah.
to say that. I'll just say white.
Yeah. 229 starting at 128 gigs. Just kidding. We're not actually reviewing the smartphone. But yeah, $229. And that is our review over the Google Pixel Buds Pro 2. We still have a lot more
Yeah.
content coming.
100%.
So if you're new, consider hitting the subscribe button down below. We just broke 24K at the time I was filming this video, not
Yes.
uploading, but 24K at the time I was filming. So we're almost at 25,000 for the years.
Hopefully
I mean,
before
should we push for
Halloween.
30,000 before the year's over now? I was
It's up
trying to
to
do
you.
I was trying to
It
do
is up to you.
25,000 before year end,
Right.
but they're killing it. So I mean maybe 30,000. Share it with your friends. Hit subscribe.
Please.
30,000 before the year is over, and it all depends on you. And again, thank you so much for all the support. It really means the world to us. So thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.
Boom.
Peace.
Yeah, I'm glad that companies like this are doing that kind of feature improvements just
Yeah.
because, I mean, AirPods are probably not AirPods. There's no shot.
Bro, did you say AirPods?
Yeah.
I thought
Not
maybe we were going
AirPods.
to try to make some sort of comparison to AirPods or
No,
something.
yeah, I said AirPods.
Yeah.